I have my chat up so I can see that, but I also have like on my monitor over on this side where the stream is. I have my document and stuff. I can't show you guys that, just because that's like the story. You guys are gonna see the storyboarding, but there's just stuff on there I'm not gonna show, just 'cause I don't want to have two screens up at the same time. Um, this page has the chapters on it. Um, I can't show you that either, unfortunately, because you guys don't know what the other chapters are. That'll be something you will have to find out. Okay, so let me pull up this. So one thing I like to do is when I do my panels, I like to write in them so you guys can kind of see how I do things, so I kind of know what exactly I'm putting in. Um, and then I can do like this. A lot of this with like storyboarding and stuff, it's just moving stuff around constantly. This one I can move that. This one I can move over like that. Okay. And one thing I like to do is I like to have two pages like back to back so I can go back and forth and kind of see what I want, right? So like this one right here, I'm gonna put crowd cheering. Crowd cheering. One. Crowd cheering two. And this one's going to be focused on the stage. Okay, then that's done. So a lot of this is pretty simple stuff. Um, it's just a lot of like setting up and build up and stuff. So that page is done. So then you go save. This one is done, I think, too. So save that. And then crowd cheering. Not gonna advance to the gathering. Page 3. That's trying. Yes. Where? Okay, so always the easiest thing to do is like organize it like this. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. When Azura and I are working on like our other main series we're doing, I try to make sure these are definitely organized. When it's me, my brain is kind of scatterbrained, so I tend not to pay close enough attention. These are all. These are fine. I don't really need to do all that. Okay, so then I need to come over here, bring this one up. Now, there's two ways you can do storyboarding. Some people say do the panels first, which I would come over here and I do my panels first, for example, right? I do my panels first. Okay. some people say you should do your text first. I find it easier to, well, I juggle it, right? Sometimes I will not do text boxes first if I know, like, if I'm continuing a scene without needing words, I'll just do the text box first, and then the art box first, the panel view first, and then I will work on the text after that if I need that kind of scene. So I kind of juggle, but the easiest thing to do usually is the wording first, and then kind of figure out. One thing I don't do a lot of times, which I probably what I did start doing, is putting all of the boxes, the wording first, and then working on your boxes after that. So for this one is 1, 2, 3. That being said, ELA BOR. There we go. So there's my 2 texts right there. I do have one more text, and so first you are and also with these boxes too, I will make edits to them too. So if I think I need to reword stuff, it all will be reworded. There'll also be like a review where I'll have someone review it for me, check my spelling, my grammar, all that stuff. Probably wondering, do I? Let's do this. Yeah, let's do that first. Probably wondering, and this one. And always make sure you do the text on different layers too. Make sure you don't do them on the same layer, because then when you try to move one, it moves all of them at the same time. It creates a mess. Probably wondering, do I have needed? Do I have the numbers needed? Take. Okay. So then, after you get your text boxes, I'll start with this one. I'll come over here to my text bubble, and then over each individual one, I will put my text bubble over. And I come over here and put this in the middle, and that's that one done. And I come over and just do the same thing over and over again. And size and placements I can all change whenever I see that I need to. This is just to get me an idea of how the bubbles will look. And that's like the other thing too. There's no set way to do it, right? There's no necessarily proper way to do bubbles, where to place them. There's no like, it's whatever you think. You know what I mean? Whatever you feel that suits the way you want. So one thing I do that's a little bit different than most people, like when you see like manga and stuff, a lot of people do the text boxes inside the panels. Personally, I don't like doing that. Very rarely in my books, in my mangas, you will see me do that. Why? I like the text boxes outside. That is just a personal preference of mine. I just particularly like them outside. I know some people like them inside. It really, that comes down, in my opinion, that comes down to preference. What is your style? Every style is going to be different. Just like every art style is different, every manga. Like, kind of keep the same theme. Excuse me. They kind of keep the same theme, but you can also make changes. Make it your own. Don't make it a carbon copy of someone else's. Make adjustments to make it say, this is my work. That's what I do with Anti-HaZarD. This is mine. This is my work. This is what I do. And so it's just kind of it's like a penmanship thing. Or not penmanship thing. It's just a style that I have. I like the boxes outside. Now, when we're working on our other one, I put some boxes inside because I needed to fit more room for stuff. There are times that I will do that. But it really just depends. But a lot of times, I like my text boxes outside. Again, that is my personal preference. And stuff for like Anti-HaZarD, because it's smaller, I do less panels per page. So instead of putting like on like a normal one, I'd put like 5 or 6. I put like 4. You know what I mean? Just because like I'm trying to make it smaller and a quicker read. So that's kind of, so see, I can kind of map it out. Like, these are how I want the panels to go. But then if I come back over to this one, I can see, okay, how these ones go. This one started this way. Okay, well, I don't want to do a complete carbon copy. So what I could do for this one is I can say, come over here, get my tool, and go like that. And always make sure it's above, these are below the bubbles. And I can go with that being said, come bring this light over here. And then I can go like that. Now see, this bubble right here goes to this box, this bubble goes to this box, so I can always bring this one back over. And a lot of it, when you first start doing it, a lot of it is just kind of moving things. See where you think places need to go. Nothing, you can't just do it like, when I first set it down, that's automatic, it's set in stone where it goes. Make adjustments. There's always room to adjust things, however you want to adjust them. So there's no like, nothing is set in stone. One thing you can do is stuff like this too, where like one box is over the other. That's kind of a cool thing. I think it kind of gives it like a 3-dimensional take that I really enjoy doing. I don't do it all the time, but I do tend to do it on occasion. I just think it gives it a little more depth. Now, my general rule of thumb, when I don't place them like right next to each other, so I won't go like right here and place it right next to each other, right? That's just not what I like to do. So my general rule of thumb when I do it, so you see this little cursor that I have right here? I always bring it, the arm, like on top, that's the distance I will make from the top. And that's kind of the guide I use. It's not perfect every time, but you can kind of see the consistency of the lines. Sometimes the lines are bigger apart, sometimes they are smaller. It really just depends. And there we go, we got another page done. A lot of this I don't really need to put like wording in and stuff, because a lot of this is just anti, right? Unless he's doing something specific. Well, that's just something specific. So this I probably won't put anything like what's happening, because a lot of this is just anti-HaZarD talking. This one's good. This one I do need to actually put wording on it. Put anti-smirking. Things like that. That one's done. Save. Like I said, this is pretty easy stuff. We're just trying to work on it the best we can. See, I know Dolphin is live. Do I have any other friends that I need to be lurking on? 1 second. I know Dolphin is playing DVD right now. No one's really on. Okay, then I come back over here to the next page. Okay. Oh man, I'm hot. Heat-wise, I mean, it's just really hot today. Make sure you guys stay hydrated. I don't know if anyone like watches baseball or whatever, but the Phillies, you guys know I'm a Phillies fan. The past like 3 games, not including the one today, we're going against the Nationals, the Washington Nationals. Man, those games were intense. Because what was I gonna say? Like we won in like the 8th and 9th inning. It was insane. And a lot of times it was 2 outs. Like we were supposed to lose the game, and we just came back and swept the Nats, or we beat the Nats at the very end. Which was really awesome. As a Phillies fan, it was awesome to watch, but it also kind of, I felt bad because I've been to National Stadium many times. I have rooted for the Nats before, so I feel bad, but again, I'm a Philly fan, so. I know the song that's playing right now is, I think it's still playing Conoco. Yeah, it is Conoco the Cat. I've actually decided there's going to be another part to it. There is going to be Conoco the Cat Part 2. They're not going to be connected in any way, but they're going to be like Conoco one-shoots, right? Part 2, whenever I decide to do it, I'm not saying it's happening soon, it's just going to happen at some point. Conoco Part 2 is going to be called Conoco Old Town Kyoto. So it's where Conoco this time will be in Old Town Kyoto in Japan. That's kind of like a theme I thought, what could we do? Conoco in Kyoto, which I think will be really cool to do. It is not something that I am working on currently, or will I work on currently. I have too many projects as it is. I cannot spend extra time. Anti-HaZarD I'm working on, as you guys can see what we're doing right now. I have a main series, Nation of the Vexed. I will not mention anything too much on that because there's still a lot of stuff to get done. I have a Christmas one that is supposed to come out this year, hopefully, because I didn't get it out last year. So we have a lot coming out this year, and it's a lot of work, but it's all fun. I'm trying to, again, make this my job. So, yeah. It was fun. Like, so we'll probably stream this for maybe, it's already been at almost 50 minutes, 40 minutes so far. It's not bad. And we're actually making a lot of progress. So probably when we get to chapter 2, if we get that far, we will probably switch over to DBD. We'll just kind of see how far we get. Again, I will not show you past chapter 2. Let me just double check. Yeah, I can show you up to chapter 2. I can't show you anything past that. So, do you have the numbers? Take them on. See, now, like, in this part, too, because I have this wording, but then the very next panel is just a view of the character, right? So I can't, so instead of doing the other wording, I need to kind of figure out where this is going to go, and then I'll figure out where the next panel goes. That one goes here in the middle, so this one's going to go right here. Another general rule of thumb I like to follow is whatever corner of your page your text box starts in, on the next page, your text box should start on the other side. That is just a rule of thumb that I like to have. Because if you do it on the same spot every single time, then a lot of your pages are going to look very similar. But if you rotate it, you can move things around, change things up a lot. That's why I like doing that. General rule of thumb, put your text boxes, your first text box of the page in different. Again, there's going to be changes because obviously not every page is the same layout. You got to do different layouts. So let me introduce you to my soldiers. That one can go right there. And then in here, I'll do... That was almost bad. I almost made it oops. Uh-oh. Whoops. So you guys didn't see it because I caught it. But what you guys didn't see is I almost put a different name down that I'm not allowed to put down yet. I got a message Azura. I don't know if she's here or not. Hang on, I gotta do this really quick. Wow, that could have been very bad very quickly. Um, because there's a character in Nation of the Vex that you guys don't know about and won't know about for a while. So whoops, that was almost bad. But luckily, I caught it. I know I spelt that wrong, but to me, it's not that big of a deal right now. Yeah. Okay, so there, like that. This one needs to go up a little more, like that. And a lot of times, like when I do like the wording inside, because you guys know Azura is my business partner, um, and she does like the storyboarding. So I do the panels and stuff like this, and she does like the character outlines. So I kind of know what to do. So it's easier for her to do for our other series when I write out what's happening. Of course, this is just for me. This is my own project. So I don't really have to do it. I do sometimes, just so I can kind of see what I want while I think about it. Other times I just leave them blank. Because there are some, like, these ones, it's kind of, he's just talking, so I need to kind of figure out how he's going to be talking. But that's nothing, like, that I need to write out right now. You know what I mean? I will. What's this? And like this one, I can do. Just like this, I can write in. So like, I almost did it again too. I don't know why I keep changing names. I'm not trying to. I just, for some reason, I'm doing it, and I don't know why. Sorry, trying to figure things out. Keep opening the wrong freaking things. Okay. That one can get saved. Now on the next one. We have done 3 pages so far. That's pretty good. We're doing actually really good for only being an hour in. Not bad. Yeah, no complaints. Alright, so this one was there. Excuse me. I need to rework this. Hang on a second. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at, but I need to rework this. It's page 6, which I'm on. Yes, I know it says page 12, but page 6 in the chapter. How do I want to do this? Give me a second. I'm trying to think to kind of see um, what I'm supposed to be doing. What's the best way to do this? Let's just type the wording out just to kind of see what I think. So let's see here. No mercy or remorse. Let's do this actually. Okay, let's do this. I think this is what I want to do. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. That goes like that. this one goes like that. Pursuit or remorse. Yeah, I think that's what I want to do. Yeah, let's do that, I think. On the back, I have a little like thank you to the original voice. Also support us on Patreon, which you guys can go check that out as well. But I want to give a special thanks. It didn't show up in the last one, which I wish it did, but it didn't. One thing I will probably do at some point, once HaZarD gets a little more following and stuff, and like Volume 2 and 3 come out, I will probably have someone help me animate it. But that's going to be like a year or two. Probably 2 or 3 years. Maybe sooner, depending on what happens. I may be able to get someone to do it sooner. Depends how well I do selling stuff. But yeah, I need to be careful with that. That needs to be there. Had my wallet in my hand. But yeah, so at some point, yeah, it'd be really cool to have like an animation, a better animation than what I have already. Because I kind of just did one and not really did a very good job on it, to be honest. But to actually have someone go through and do it, I think would be really cool. And have people of my community voice it and stuff. I would still have person who voiced the original HaZarD to voice it again. That would still definitely be something I would have him do. For sure. He would definitely be the returning voice of it because he was the one who brought that character, so. No, we're actually doing pretty good. I'm actually pleased how, like, I know there's no one here, right? Like, I get that. At least I don't think there's anyone here. Um, but it's going against Bubba. So I was watching a VTuber also. Um, this is forcing me to work on it. Which I really like. That it's forcing me to work on it because I can't just sit here and just look at a blank look at the screen, right? It's forcing me to work on it. Um, so again, I know no one's here, and stuff, and because I don't normally do art streams, so a lot of people are watching because they like the game, watching because of games, right? Um, but yeah, it's just forcing me to work on it. And these are what each chapter is going to look like. So it's going to have like the whatever the chapter's name is. So chapter one's the Gathering. It's going to look like this for each chapter. Uh, so, but it's only 6 o'clock. So we've been going for an hour. Oh, Phillies might win again today. Come on, Duran. I really hope we win again today. That'd be awesome. Because we're going against our rivals. Right now we're playing against the New York Mets. And they're like our rivals. See, sorry, I'm trying to watch. I know I shouldn't be, but I want to make sure we win today against the stinking Mets. Because I don't like the Mets. There's one team in baseball I don't like. It's the Mets. But I can't because I'm a Phillies fan, so. Game over. We won 2-1. I'll take it. I'll take the win. Let's do that. Make it a little more even, I think. Also, doing stuff like this I like too, where it's like kind of angled and stuff. I do like doing stuff like that. Oh man, I'm tired. Sorry. Ugh, yikes. All right, so Oh, Dolphins live. Avon's also live right now. A lot of people I know are playing DBD. That's like the thing too. Like I really enjoy DBD a lot, right? But the problem is I'm a PG streamer, so I can't stream it a lot. And I know recently I have been just because I haven't been playing. I've kind of been postponing playing Overwatch recently. I really need to find another PG game. But DBD is just so much fun. I just really enjoy playing DBD. Alright, so... Um... One of the HaZarD Society. Things are in motion. I think that's how you spell motion. Things are in motion, and then I'll come over here and do... Ever closer. Hmm. So should we do like... When we do DBD, I'm thinking we're going to start with some killer. Because I've been wanting to do some more Bing Bong. Unless like Mystic, Blue, or someone joins that wants to play like Survivor, then I'll probably jump on Survivor. But I do want to play some more like Bing Bong and stuff. In case someone hasn't seen, I did add some new sound alerts for you guys. There are 2 free ones, I think, and then I did add some. I added one for, I think it was a gifted sub or a subscriber. No, a subscriber. If you sub, there's a special sound that may play. That has a chance to play. That's pretty funny. But one of the ones I did, which I really like, is this one. I'm a huge Survivor fan, so this is just a good song. My mom and I watch Survivor all the time. And I figured it'd be good because I play DBD a lot. So, and I play Survivor a lot. so I am a Survivor main. Actually, I have means for both. But, like I said, Survivor is something I always really enjoy. But hey, what do I know? Okay, things are in motion. Let's do... Wrong one. Yeah, I should change that with each. Passing. Yeah, I think that sounds better. We're doing pretty good. We're getting a lot of progress done. Let's see. Heck, we're doing pretty good. I'm actually proud of us. I say us because you guys are helping. Even though I know no one's here, but still. So for Konako the Cat, you guys know this one. Like I said, the other one is going to be Konako the Cat, Old Town Kyoto. Like I said, just its title I think would be really cool to do. Another reason I want to do something like this is, yes, I want to honor Konako, right? My aunt said this is one of her favorite books I've made. Out of the 2 books I've made, she likes this one the most. And she asked that I do more books like this. Konako the cat. So I want to do some more like this. Again, to honor Konako. I don't know if I'll put this beginning part in where it like gives this part right here, where it gives like my last so I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I will do it. If I'll put that in there or not, or what I'll put in the beginning. I'll probably put some kind of note in it. But I want to do another one of these. The Konako books I think were really cool. I really liked how it turned out. I did get the size correctly also. So the size is the correct size that I did want. Anti-HaZarD was not the size I originally thought, just because I was still learning it. So it was kind of a mistake. So Anti-HaZarD is going to be more like a comic manga, in a sense. This is more manga size. Like, this is manga size. But it's more of a book, right? So it just has pictures, has a few sentences, and then goes on to the next page. Very short. This read would probably take you 5 minutes. Like, well, about 10 minutes. It's about a 10-minute read, if that. 5 to 10 minutes. If you're a fast reader like I am, 5 minutes. I'm a very fast reader. Which I always think is funny, because I grew up hating reading. Like, I mean, I absolutely hated it. I know I'm writing a book, a manga. It's weird. But I grew up not like reading at all. Like, my parents bought me books all the time. I never read them. And even one of the first book I ever read that I thoroughly enjoyed was called The Thief Lord. I think I have it somewhere. Let me see. I think I have it. When I was going out several years, this was back in 2011. So definitely was many, many years ago. I went out to visit my aunt who recently moved to the East Coast. I'd never been out of California before. But her requirement was, she's like, I don't mind buying you a plane ticket out here, but when you are here, you are going to read a book. That was her rules. I'm thinking like, fine, like, okay. I said, do I have to? She said, if you want to come out here, you're going to read a book. I said, okay. She gave me 2 books to read. She said, you can choose whatever one you want. She read me the back, and I chose randomly. I said, I want to read this one. This book is called The Thief Lord. I actually haven't read it in a while. I found it at a thrift store. As you can see, like the sticker is at Goodwill. It is a book that I do want to reread. I actually have the audiobook for it also. This was the first book I read that I 100... Let me actually go to full screen really quick. This book is definitely one that I have read. My first book I read that I enjoyed. The start, I was thinking like, oh, this is kind of a silly book. Like, maybe I should have picked the other one. Once you got into it, though, there was so much to this book. It was just amazing. And it kind of showed me that I do like reading. I didn't pick it up until a few years. Like, I just really started reading probably about 4 or 5 years ago. 4 years ago, maybe. About 4 years ago. Actually, I don't even think that. Maybe like 2 years ago, I picked up reading. Like, seriously. The past 2 years, I've picked up reading. Because I read a lot of manga now, right? I read a lot of manga. That's what I like to read. I have books like this. I have this book. I haven't read in a while. I haven't read yet since I got it. I have Star Wars books. I have a lot of manga. I have shelves full. I have 3 Star Wars books. I just have stuff I have to read still. If you have not read The Thief Lord, it's what this book is called. It's called The Thief Lord. It is by Coraline Budko, I think is her name. definitely worth the read. If you have not read this book, they did make a movie, but I haven't seen it, but I heard the movie was not as good as the book. But if you have not read this, I would highly encourage you to read it, or at least listen to the audiobook. If you're not a big reader like I am, listen to the audiobook, because I have that too. But this is definitely worth the read. It definitely changes. It doesn't change. You won't expect the way this book ends. Because when I read this years ago, you think the story is going one direction, and then about 3/4 of the way, it does a complete 180. Not necessarily 180, but it completely, you're like, what is going on? But in a good way. In a very, very good way. This is definitely a book that I would recommend to people. If you're starting out reading and you've never read a full book, like a cover book like this is definitely, I feel like I'm promoting a book that's not even mine. In all honesty, like I'm promoting a book that's not even mine. That's how much I enjoy this book. Definitely should read it. It is definitely worth the read. I'm not going to promote this book anymore. But if you haven't read it, please. If you're not into reading and you want to try to get into it, just say, hey, maybe I should try a special. Maybe there's just that one book that gets you into it. That was me. It was one book, got me into it. Mine was manga. I jumped into manga, picked up one, bought one, read it, loved it. Now I read all the time. Star Wars books. This book. Picked it up, read it. If you're trying to get into reading and you don't know where to start, I would highly encourage you, I'm not going to tell you to, but I would highly, highly encourage you do something like this. Do The Thief Lord. It is such a good read. You will definitely enjoy it. I guarantee it. And if you decide you don't like it, you don't like it. It's not for everybody. It's definitely a book that I would recommend to every person I've ever talked to about recommending a book. The number one book. And if I brought friends in here that I've talked to in the past, any friend I've ever talked to that would have asked me a recommendation for a book, every single time I will tell them The Thief Lord. It's an excellent read. Every time. So, sorry, I went on a little bit of a tangent. And I'm not, this isn't even mine. Like, I could go on a tangent about my other books. Please, please, please read this. It's definitely worth it. No more promoting something that's not mine. If you want to read my stuff, there is Chronicle of the Cat, and there is Chronicles of the Anti-HaZarD Volume 1. You guys can go and read that now. We're actually working on Chronicles of the Anti-HaZarD Volume 2. Be sure to check. So let's get back into working on that, so I'm not promoting some other book of the author I've never met. That guy did that. But yes. That. I feel like I went on a tangent for like half an hour. Yeah, I pretty much did. Well. We will go for another half hour, roughly. We'll try to get the finish of this chapter. Then I'm going to go on a quick little break to grab me some more tea, because I've been talking forever. And then we will switch over to some good old TBD. Okie dokie. We are. I'm also really glad we beat the Mets today. Each passing moment. Da-da. Here. We're actually almost done with this chapter. We might even go on to chapter 2, to be honest. We're on the last couple pages. Jeez. We'll leave chapter 2 for another day. We might do that next week. We might also do chapter 2 next week. I think that might be a good option for us to do is chapter 2. Yeah, these are, I think I'm going to do that. You know what I might do? I am going to, after the end of the stream, I'm going to, um, how do I explain this? Save the video download the video of this stream, and then only post the art to the YouTube as like a full video, so you guys could see the art live stream. So just so people can like watch what I do too. I think that's what I will do, is because then you guys can see. You guys can go back and watch, because again, I know no one's here right now. You guys can go back and watch later and stuff. I think that's going to be what we do. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, dokie. So, I think for this I'm going to do something like how Palpatine raised his arms when they're cheering for him in the end of episode 3. I think I'm going to do something like that. Uh, yeah, I think that's I don't want to do this ending. And just like that, chapter 1 is done. I am actually pleased with that. We got a whole chapter done in one stream.